Welcome. To the uninitiated, accounting looks like math. It looks like a neutral science of numbers, balancing ledgers and calculating profit. It appears to be a black and white world where the only thing that matters is the bottom line. But what if I told you that accounting is actually a language of power? What if the spreadsheet is not just a tool for counting money, but a political weapon that shapes how we see the world, how we treat the planet, and how we value human life? We are embarking on a journey through strategic management accounting, but this is not your typical business school crash course. We aren't just going to memorize formulas. We are going to deconstruct them. We are going to explore how strategy and sustainability discourses implicate management accounting. We are going to explore and learn how management accounting faces the grand challenges of sustainability and is trying to reinvent itself to suit this strategy and the sustainability era. The dual goal, a pedagogical paradox. In setting out this course, we should first identify a profound tension, a dual goal that defines accounting education. Think about the modern university for a moment. It has a split personality. On one side, it acts as a training ground for the corporate world. It needs to churn out professionals who are effective and efficient. This is what we can call the practicist epistemology. It's the how-to price a product, how to cut costs, how to maximize shareholder value. On the other side, the university is a bastion of liberal arts, a place for critical thinking and social science. This is the liberal epistemology. This side asks, why? Why do we value profit over people? Why is the system built this way? Most courses choose one or the other. We are going to do both. We argue that to be a truly critical thinker, in the best sense of the word, you must master the machine before you can deconstruct it. We have to understand the techno-managerial essence of the profession while simultaneously appreciating and critiquing it as a social science. The practicist foundation, the what. So, let's be clear, we are going to learn the hard skills. Over the next 10 sessions, we will dive into the techno-managerial themes that keep the global economy running. We will look at the evolution of strategy, from the early days through the Michael Porter era and into the complex, fluid strategies of today. We will examine strategic pricing, the art of extracting value from customers. We will look at strategic performance management, quality costing, and organizational resilience. These are the tools of the trade. You cannot critique the master's house if you don't know how the bricks are laid. This brings us to the core method of this series, the 5 epistemic actions. To navigate this duality between being a professional and being a social scientist, we are going to use 5 specific intellectual tools, or what we can call epistemic actions, or pedagogical actions of a social science. Think of these as 5 lenses we will snap onto our camera, one by one, to get a clearer picture of reality. First, we have particularizing. This is the close-up. This is where we learn the specific techno-managerial aspects of a topic. If we are studying a balanced scorecard, particularizing means understanding exactly how to build one. It enables a deeper engagement with the core elements. You have to know the specificities of the technique to understand how it functions in an organization. Second, we have contextualizing. Now we zoom out. We place that balanced scorecard into the broader political economic context of capitalism and neoliberalism. We ask, why did this technique become popular in the 1990s? What political logic drove its adoption? We start to see that accounting tools aren't natural. They are products of their time and political environment. Third, we have historicizing. We add the dimension of time. We explore how the role of accounting has evolved alongside the historical dynamics of capitalism. The way we calculate cost today is different from how it was done 50 years ago. By historicizing, we realize that the current way isn't the only way, it's just the current way. And there is a historical logic behind why and how that became the current way. The critical turn, power and theory. Now we get to the heavy hitters. The fourth action is politicizing. This is where we expose the power dynamics. We have to recognize that these techniques evolved to serve the interests of dominant groups, primarily the owners of capital. When a company cuts costs to be efficient, who pays the price? Usually, it's the worker. Politicizing captures dynamics like exploitation, domination, and subjugation. But it also opens the door for justice. It asks how we might remold these tools to serve someone else, perhaps the community or the environment. Finally, the fifth action is theorizing. We use social theory, sociology, philosophy, political economy to interpret what we are seeing. This gives us a deep conceptual understanding that goes beyond common sense. The unifying theme: sustainability and overcoding. This brings us to the heart of this book and the unifying theme of our series, sustainability. But I want you to be careful here. We aren't talking about greenwashing or corporate social responsibility brochures. We are using sustainability as a weapon to critique the very soul of accounting. We can use a concept from the philosophers Deleuze and Guattari called overcoding. Let's pause on that word. Overcoding. Conventional management accounting tries to translate everything in the world into a single language, the language of profit. It imposes a capitalist axiomatic of capital accumulation on human life. If a forest is cut down, accounting sees a profit from timber. It overcodes the ecological loss with a financial gain. It imposes an economic singularity on a diverse, complex reality. This process marginalizes social and ecological justice. It simply doesn't count what doesn't make money. Our goal through this course is to decode that logic. We want to see the fundamental weaknesses and limitations of a system that can only count cash. We want to envision new approaches that embed justice into the decision-making process. The road ahead. This is the architecture of our journey. We are going to move through 10 sessions. We will cover the hard strategy. We will learn the math. But at every step we will particularize, contextualize, historicize, politicize, and theorize. We will sharpen our critical thinking and our reasoning. We will move from being passive calculators to active social scientists. Next time, we begin the historical trek. In Chapter 1, we will examine how and why strategy discourses became so fundamental. We will define and compare strategic management accounting with other forms of accounting. And we'll explore the different domains in which strategies and sustainability are enacted differently. Until then, ask yourself, who is writing the ledger of your life? And what are they leaving out?